I just want to start by welcoming Ben Albert, Community Coordinator from Thunder Bay, Ontario, who works with Frontier College, and Allison Turner, who's the Program Support Intern with Frontier College in Thunder Bay. They're going to be discussing fueling unique experiences to leverage social media. And just a reminder to people, if you want the speaker view so that you're able to see Ben and Allison when they're talking, in the top right-hand corner under the view icon, you would select speaker view. And if people can just put their questions into the chat, and then Ben and Allison will respond that way. And if you don't mind just staying on mute until you're welcome to unmute, but turning it over to Ben and Allison. Thank you so much.
Robin, yes. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. So my name is Ben. Firstly, thank you all for being here. We're super excited to share this presentation with you. We're all the way live from Thunder Bay, and we would like to begin by acknowledging that we are in the Robinson Superior Treaty, and the land on which we gather is traditional territory of Anishinaabe and Métis. So as Robin said, I am community coordinator here in Thunder Bay, and I'm alongside Allie. And yeah, like I said, we're super excited to bring this program to you. So we wanted to include a whole bunch of stuff, but then we realized we would need an entire conference to actually get everything in. So we just wanted to share with you the things that we think you would benefit from the most. Allie, did you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, so like as Robin said, I am the program support intern with Frontier College. So I really help facilitate programs, such as this conference. And I'm super excited to get started and to teach you all about social media and how you can use it to benefit your organization.
Okay, so in this workshop, we'll explore different platforms and look at how content can increase value and talk about building a consistent and dedicated audience. We'll also talk about a couple social media platforms. Like I said, we can't talk about too many, but due to time, but we are going to talk about Facebook and Instagram today, and maybe give some tips on maybe things that you don't know that you can use. So we're going to be talking about social media presence, some general tips, the social media web, Facebook and Instagram, some hidden features, and then some content creating utilities, I guess you could say. We do have 3 pop quiz questions that you can either participate either in your mind or in the chat. We encourage both. Okay, so a bit about how we use social media to start. So we use it to get our learners to know about our program. So program recruitment. I post a weekly story time on Fridays, so I read a book and then post it on our Facebook page, and it kind of gets some engagement and involvement that my mom shares every week. Thanks, Mom. And we also do some volunteer recruitment, fun games and contests, and we also reach out to our partners online as well. And these are just a couple posters that we have made. So for our Kids Reading Club, we made both of these on Canva, which is a content creator that we will talk about a little bit later. So as you can see, you can make bright, fun posters, and also some contests and activities. So here I got the kids to fill out this activity, and then they just sent me their copy, and they were put in a draw to receive a free book. So it's just good to create engagement and also to share programs.
So we're going to take a look at social media knowledge. So, I know the answer is on the screen, but how many people are engaged with social media in Canada? Now, this does only account for 67% of Canadians, but the answer is 25.35 million, which is a really, really big number. And so what we're hoping by the end of this, that you're one of those 25.35 million, because social media can be used as such a great advantage to your organization. So we're going to talk about what you can achieve with a better social media presence. So we're going to go through 7 or 6 themes here. And so we're going to start off with new clients and consumers. So using social media, you will evidently reach new clients and consumers. So either that's through people sharing your posts, liking your posts. As Ben mentioned, you know, every time he does a weekly story time, his mom shares that. So not only is the word Frontier College getting out, but now people are recognizing what programs we offer, different kind of events that we host. So it really helps spread the word about that. And then, yeah, so faster and easier communication. So using social media, you will encounter easier methods of communication through messenger, comments, stories. These are all methods of communication that people generally check frequently, as opposed to emails, phone calls, because people are on social media a lot. That 25.35 million people, I would say that, like, myself personally, I'm on social media like 4 hours out of the day, whereas my emails and stuff, you know, don't check as often. So yeah, getting faster, easier communication, super important. Next, easier and increased customer feedback. So with social media, the great thing is that feedback is right at your fingertips. Whether it's through a comment or a post, a quick message, you know, you have the ability to gather feedback from your audience to know what they are looking for, and then you can curate it to what they want. This also gives you access to polls, surveys, if you've ever done those, and this also helps you educate yourself about your audience and what they're looking for from your organization. Next, we have boosting your organic visibility. So for those who don't know what organic visibility is, essentially it's how often somebody visits your website and how often somebody accesses your social media platforms. So for many people, if they have a Facebook for their organization, they'll often have an Instagram for their organization. Now, whether or not you post the same content on both of these platforms, you have the ability to reach twice as many people that may or may not be on both Facebook and Instagram. And you can create, you know, creative content for Instagram. It's more of like a photo based, and then you can do Facebook where you can do other sorts of content creating. And yeah, so, you know, the more that you're active on social media, the more platforms you own, the better the word about your organization will get out there. Next, we're going to talk about network and partnership opportunities. So really encourage your family and friends to share your posts, to share information about your organization. You know, starting small is what leads to, you know, grand exposure. So if you connect with 3 of your friends and say, hey, you know, I just posted this on Facebook, would you mind sharing? Would you mind liking? Now that's reached all of their followers, all of their people. And that's what is going to spread the word about your organization. Get their attention. So posts that are creative, have good captions, have good visuals. These are all posts that people are going to be attracted to, and they're going to go like, wow, I need to share this, or this is super cool. So having the ability to grab attention is super important when using social media. And then lastly, we're going to look at branding. Promotional branding opportunities. So again, get your name out there, your events, your partnerships, whatever you're deciding to promote that week, that month. It's a good idea to get your name out there. So I know that both on Instagram and Facebook, you have the option to promote your posts. These will then create sponsored posts that may reach audiences that you're not connected to. This helps, you know, spread the word about programs or about events that you might be hosting, and then just general information about your organization. So, you know, for Thunder Bay, or for us, we've had the opportunity to connect with multiple regions, Kenora, Dryden, and that's because we've had the ability to brand ourselves out in those communities. And so that's super important. And yeah, that's basically, you know, the 6 most key tips to, you know, achieving a better social media presence.
Okay, so a couple tips here for general. So make sure that you know your audience. So knowing who's accessing your page is important, and we're going to talk about some insights, especially through Facebook, that will give you that information. You wouldn't post something for families on a social media page that's mostly your partners, right? So you need to know what kind of audience you're reaching. Make sure that it's user friendly. So write with clear language. Don't use any, you know, huge words or anything. We want to make things inclusive for everybody. And because we serve a variety of communities and families with different skills and abilities. So we want to make sure that our information is clear and concise. We want to make sure that it's easily navigatable. So if your website is kind of all over the place, it's going to be hard for people to find things that they need, such as, registration forms or your program links. Finding your voice. So create an inspiring bio. So, whether that be on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever it is, make sure that your bio has your, maybe your mission in it, what kind of programs you offer, who you serve, just really brief things, but it really puts the focus on what you're there for, and people can know right away, kind of thing. And write how you speak. Add personality to your social media. So don't write like, people want to feel personable on social media. They want to feel like it's not so professional. Obviously, there are certain guidelines and stuff you have to follow, but make sure that it's, again, it goes back to the clear and concise. And then be active. There's nothing worse than finding an organization on social media that hasn't been active for 2 months. So it's important to make sure that, you're at least posting a few times a week. And we will give some tips to kind of make sure that you're doing that. And then finally add a flair or unique posts, so contests, activities, maybe some videos, features, and maybe if you have a newsletter or calendar, share that to your social.
Okay, so we're going to take a look at our social media web. So many of you might already be familiar with these platforms, but the two main ones that we'll be discussing in today's presentation are Instagram and Facebook. So Instagram is more of a creative platform that has an emphasis on photography and pictures, whereas Facebook, you can still, post photos and post content. However, it's a bit more used for like messaging, for branding, not exactly as photo-centered as Instagram. Then we have kind of our smaller social media platforms for all of my, Gen Zs out there, for TikTok. If you've ever encountered Vine, TikTok is the new and upcoming Vine. So it's become pretty popular amongst, my generation at least. So yeah, it's kind of a platform that we use to create videos, not something that we're currently on. But then we have YouTube. YouTube is great for creating and posting videos, whether this be like introduction videos or videos about what your organization does. They're more factual instructional videos for YouTube. And then we have Twitter. Twitter is used as a social media site. Its primary purpose is to connect people and allow people to share thoughts with a big audience. And yeah, so those are kind of the 5 different social media platforms.
And obviously there are more. These are just the ones that we wanted to kind of briefly touch on the most.
Yeah. So now I have our first pop quiz question for you. So feel free to answer in the chat or answer in your head, totally up to you. But why do consumers unfollow brands on social media? We have A, irrelevant content, B, poor customer service, C, poor quality or product of service, and D, privacy concerns.
Give everyone a second there to.
I see some A's popping up.
Yeah, lots of A's.
I think I saw C, all of the above.
All of the above, yeah. Okay.
Great.
Awesome.
Awesome. Okay, I'll wait like 5 seconds and then there we go. Okay, so it is all of the above. So this was a poll taken by Sprout Social in 2020. So, I mean, our leading reasons for why people do unfollow brands is poor quality or product of service, and then poor customer service. Then you also have your irrelevant content that follows shortly behind, too many ads from that brand. You have privacy concerns, negative press, corporate scandal, which is not very popular, and then brand post too much. So these are all things to watch out for as you create content to kind of avoid these kind of things.
Okay, so now we'll touch on some social media platforms. So these are a couple quotes that we found in regards to social media. So First one, monitor, engage, and be transparent. These have always been the keys to success in the digital space. Being transparent is always important. This middle one is my personal favorite. Social media is the only area of business where you don't need to outspend your competitors in order to beat them. I think this is very valuable because it's absolutely true. We haven't spent a dime on our social media since I've started Frontier College, at least in Thunder Bay, and we've reached thousands of people. So it really gives you opportunity to grow your organization and promote your stuff without even really paying anything. And then finally, social media is not immediate. The key is to listen, engage, and build relationships. Okay, so now we'll talk a bit about Facebook. So some of these things you might already know in Facebook, but we're going to touch on them. Maybe you'll find some things that you don't know, and maybe some things will surprise you. So 2.5 billion monthly users, and it's currently the largest social media platform. So we're seeing that, Facebook is still high up there because a lot of people, past 30 really grew up with Facebook. It was the first kind of biggest social media thing that came out, maybe besides Twitter. We're finding that it's slowly declining, very slowly, because the younger generation is going more off Instagram, TikTok, that kind of stuff, but still like the largest platform. So some things we'll talk about here are some insights, scheduling, polls live, and business suite. So first of all, we'll talk about some insights. So what are insights? So Facebook Insights allows you to track, monitor, and manage your page metrics, which are stats about who's accessing your page, how many likes you've had, etc. And it's based on community involvement. So it'll track your targeted audiences and maybe give you some surprises to who you're actually connecting with on your social media platforms. So why are insights helpful? Well, they measure social media growth and responsiveness levels. They might allow you to micro-target. Micro-target means that you're targeting a specific audience with a post or multiple posts. For example, we know that most of our families are on Facebook, and therefore a lot of our posts are directed to activities, games, and program advertising. And you can also change the dates on your metrics. So you can see how, in January you were at this amount, and then March, maybe you've 50% increase or whatever it is. So it does give you those stats. So briefly here, we just have a little to show you folks the mobile example on how to access your insights. So you can see this is a business page. You go to your page, and then you'll go to manage page, and then you'll see your page insights. And this is a mobile view, so it's going to look a bit different on your browser, but it's just so that you can access it on your mobile. And there you have all your engaging posts and everything like that. This is what it'll look like on your browser. I'm sure you've all seen this before. So it might look a bit different. This is from, I think, 2018 and 19. So it might look a bit more updated, but as you can see, you can have your page views, your post engagements, messages, reach, and page likes. And as I said at the top there, you can change the page summary. So you can change it to, last 28 days. This is 2017, sorry. Last 28 days or 2 weeks or 3 months ago, whatever it is that you want to look at. Okay, so next we're going to talk about Facebook scheduling. So this tool I find is super useful, especially if you're like going on vacation coming this summer. A lot of people are going to be taking some vacations. So if you're worried about your social media not keeping up to date for your vacation or even before the weekend, you can schedule posts to just automatically post, which is super cool. So what are the benefits? So you can schedule up to 75 posts in the future. That's a lot. Create your whole week of content in an hour. So Monday morning, it's 9 a.m. You're like, okay, I'm going to make my social media for the week. And you just schedule all your stuff, and then you sit back and relax for the week as it posts. It's good for organization. If you have a poor memory like myself, it's good you don't have to remember. You can just do it, put in your calendar once a week, and then it'll just post. And like I said, you can do that for the weekends, and you can schedule up to 350 posts. Sorry, 75 days in the future, that's fine. And to access this, one of the ways is to navigate to your publishing tools under Manage Page. Now, publishing tools is, I believe it's transforming just into Business Suite, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But publishing tools also does let you access your messages, scheduled posts, previous posts, that kind of stuff. Okay, some other tools we have, you can go live.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
There were just a couple questions, and maybe like they very much are Facebook specific. So can either you or Allison answer them?
There's a business page on Facebook where you to sign up. Yes, I believe that you have to like have a personal account to link to your business page. So like, for example, when I joined the Facebook group for Frontier College Thunder Bay, they invited my personal account to join that business page. And then, so you do need your personal account linked. That answers the question. Yes, okay, perfect. Thanks, Allie, for answering that. I didn't even see that.
That's okay.
Posts look different from posts from my desktop, then access it. Yes, yeah, absolutely. They do look different on mobile and browser. We do have some links at the end of the presentation that we're going to provide to you folks to kind of access how-to videos, how to access these things that we're talking about. And we will be able to provide that in like the PDF copy or something that's going on our website, right? Robin, I think it's going on our website.
Yeah, that's right. And then we have two more that just came in.
Robin,
Yeah.
That question, I just wanted to add something too.
Sure.
We're going to discuss a Business Suite in a little bit. And Business Suite actually allows you to create posts in which you can see what it's going to look like on your desktop version and your mobile version. So when you're on Business Suite on your computer or your device, it will show you a preview of what it's going to look like both mobile and desktop.
Amazing. Thanks. And then there's just a question. So do you want to park some of these other Facebook questions or just answer them now?
I can just answer these.
Okay, so magic number of posts to schedule without overposting, and then can you delete a Facebook page once it's been created?
Yes, you can absolutely delete a Facebook page. And magic number, I know that for Instagram, it's based on an algorithm, which we'll talk about in a little bit. And it is important to post quite frequently on Instagram to get your content out there. So I'd say probably like 3-4 times a week. And I would say like the same for Facebook, like maybe 3-4 times a week. It depends on what you want to post about, but I'd say like 3 or 4 times a week is probably a good idea. Once a week, 1 to 2 times a week is good. But if you really want to get your content out there, I'd probably go with 3 or 4. Okay. Okay, sorry that we missed those questions, everyone. Okay, so going live. So it gives you the opportunity to be interactive, and it also does say, so if you go live on your Facebook, it does save to your Facebook page, so you can access it afterwards, and people can even watch your live afterwards as well, which is cool. You can create polls, and there's a how-to link at the end of our presentation that you'll be able to access to how to create polls. And then, like Ali said, we'll talk about Business Suite in a little bit, but you can access your scheduled posts, previous posts, your calendars, your stories, messages, all that kind of stuff. Okay.
And then we have 25 minutes left, just so you know. Okay.
Okay. What percentage of Facebook users access other social media platforms? Does anyone have any guesses? Put it in the chat. It's a percentage, but you can.
I see
70, 95, 60, 80, 85, yeah, 50. Thanks for participating, everybody. Give it another few seconds. 100%. Pretty close, Scale. We're at 96.3%. So 96.3% of Facebook users use at least one other social media platform. And this is according to HubSpot Online 2021. And I also do have references at the end as well for our resources that we got this stuff from. And this is a good segue into Instagram, which I will let Ali talk about.
Perfect. Thanks, Ben. So I'm gonna take on Instagram and we're gonna discuss some of the unique features that you can do to boost your Instagram profile. So a quick fact, there are over 1 billion active users on Instagram. And as previously discussed in our content or in our social media web, Instagram is used as like a photography based social media for influencers, brands. It provides unique opportunities for creative content. And most people tend to use Instagram through the mobile app because it's not as accessible through the desktop as where Facebook is. However, you can certainly access your Instagram profile on desktop. So we're going to take a look at the breakdown. So this is our mobile view. So this is what you'll see when you pull up your Instagram app. So these are some key tips on how to make your profile inviting, creative, inspiring, all of those kinds of things. So you want to include a profile picture. Generally, people will, if you're doing it for an organization, will include your organization logo, as we have done so for Frontier College. You then want to have your bio information. So just a quick little blurb of what your organization is, what you do. If you have room to include a mission statement, that's great. Just a quick little blurb so that when people first click on you, they know who you are, so that they can, follow you for more content. We then have your website link. So if you have a website for your organization, putting it here is great. And we'll get more into multiple links on Instagram in our later slides. You then have the option to edit your profile. So if you ever need to change something, if your logo changes for your organization, or if you want to edit something, in terms of your bio, you do have the option to freely edit your profile whenever you would like. And then last, you have promotions, insights, and ad shop. These are all kind of little tricks that you can use to boost your Instagram, your page. So promotions, again, you can promote your posts. Insights, this is how you'll look at your insights for Instagram. And then ad shop. So if you have any volunteer or if you have any fundraising opportunities, you can add them to your shop here. Okay, so why is Instagram beneficial to the success of your organization? So first and foremost, it allows you to connect with thousands. As we said, there's over 1 billion active users on Instagram. So, you're bound to connect with a good portion of those through your posting. It also allows you to incorporate visuals and inspire others. Again, because this is such a photography-based social media platform, creating those posters on Canva and including visuals of, in-person action of what your organization does, it really helps connect with audiences. And it also gives you the ability to use hashtags and promote content. So we'll talk about hashtags next. For those that don't know what hashtags are, they are most commonly used on social media platforms as a user-generated tagging. So often people will use hashtags like hashtag summer or hashtag reading. And these are all posts that will then get, combined into one kind of category. So if you go to your explore page and you look up hashtag summer, every single user out there that has ever posted that hashtag, their post will pop up in a user generated, group. So it's really good for content sharing, to address certain subjects or themes that your posts might follow. And it's a really good way to get more engaging with your audience. If somebody's looking for summer reading and they look up that hashtag, your post might be one of the top ones to come up. The more specific you use a hashtag, the less posts there will be under that hashtag. So say if you're hosting a contest and you want to do, Frontier College Summer Reading 2021, not many people will have used that hashtag before, so it leads to a unique group of posts that you would have done.
Sorry, I was just asking me. And with that, if you have, like, say for Frontier College or National, so if I post something like hashtag reading tense 2021 in Thunder Bay and then post it, it'll merge it together so that you can see how national we really are, which is pretty cool.
Absolutely. So now we're going to talk about the Instagram Explore page. So this is a really unique feature, and it's called the Explore page. And this page is run through an algorithm based on posts that users have liked and followed. So when we're talking about the Explore page, these are posts that you or your organization has liked. So when you head over to your Explore page, it will pull up a similar content that Instagram thinks you would be interested in. So if you're scrolling through your Facebook or your Instagram feed, and you like a bunch of posts about summer camps or reading or literacy, your Explore page will reflect those ideas because they believe that that's what you want to see. So the more that you are engaging with other posts, the more that you'll see on your Explore page. So it follows your interests, your followage, your frequency, and this is why being consistent is key. If people are seeing your posts and they're liking your posts, their Explore page will then bring up more of your organization because that is something that they've clearly expressed interest in. So how do you get your posts featured on the Explore page? So again, use hashtags. Hashtags are such a beneficial tool, and don't be scared to use them because they will help boost your profile. They'll help boost your organization, get you on the Explore page. Use creative captions. Instagram likes to fish out for those really creative captions and those creative posts. So try to get as creative as possible. Target a certain audience and know what they want. So this can all be done through your insights. So if your insights tell you, your audience is, ages 18 to 25, maybe you want to target that audience more through your creative content. And then again, be active. As we said, our magical number may be 3 to 4 posts a week. Those posts can be spread throughout Instagram and Facebook, but as long as you're being active on your social media, those are all going to be great tips on how to get your organization on the Explore page. So let's talk about hyperlinks. So unfortunately, unlike Facebook, Instagram does not allow you to post hyperlinks in the actual caption of a post. It actually only allows you to include one link, and that is your website link in your profile. However, there are a few different applications that you can look into called Linktree, which is my personal favorite, and I think the simplest to use, and then Lead Pages. And these are applications that essentially allow you to post multiple links. So say if you have a link to a registration form, or you have a link to your website, or a link to some additional resources, Instagram will only allow you to post one of those links, but through using these applications, you can include all 3 links to better direct your audience. So another little pop question, which age range has the highest Instagram traffic? So we have A, 17 and under, B, 18 to 24, C, 25 to 34, D, 35 to 44, and E, 45 plus. Lots of C's coming in, I see. Perfect. Let's see what the answer is.
C's and C's, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll give it another second here.
B's and C's. Awesome. Okay, so the answer is C. So our age range is 25 to 34. Now, so this is a graph taken in January 2021 through age and gender. In today's society, this graph only does include female and male, and I know that does exclude our non-binary population. But for the purposes of the presentation, we're going to go through with it. So yeah, you can see here that males aged 25 to 34 take the cake in terms of social media. So yeah, they come in at 16.9%.
So we have 15 minutes left.
Perfect. So now I'm going to touch on Business Suite, and Business Suite I had brought up a little while ago, and I could create a whole conference based on Business Suite because it is pretty elaborate, but I'm going to touch on what I believe are the most key concepts and how to work Business Suite. So introducing business accounts in Business Suite, it's easier to manage your business page, your Instagram accounts. What's really amazing about Business Suite is that you can link your Facebook and Instagram account into one. So this allows you to manage messages from both platforms all at the same time. It allows you to post to both platforms without having to individually go to each application and, you know, copy and pasting the same post. You can do it all through one application, and that's Business Suite. It really does help to grow your business with advanced tools and insights. You know, you can securely collaborate with partners and manage their access. You know, separate your work and your privacy. So, you know, many of us, as we said, need to have a personal account to access Facebook. You know, using Business Suite will allow you to create separation between, you know, getting notifications that it's your aunt's birthday and getting notifications that someone wants to register for a program. So, you know, Business Suite really helps to determine differences between those two. Again, you can connect with both Instagram and Facebook, app design, manage admin accounts. There's just so much that you can do with Business Suite, and we've actually linked a video at the end of our presentation to give you more information about Business Suite, because I do know that there's so much more to add. But to access Business Suite, you'll go to your Facebook settings and you'll under Manage Page Options, and you'll click Business Suite. So that should all be in our you know, instructional video later on.
Okay, so some additional features here for both Facebook and Instagram. So obviously you have your Messenger feature, so Facebook Messenger and Instagram Messenger. As Ali said, you can access them both at the same time on your Business Suite. You can edit your photos, so I'm sure we all know this. You can customize your photos, crop your images, adjust the brightness, just the background. You can even add text to your photos on both Facebook and Instagram. I'm pretty sure, especially on your story on Instagram, you can add text to that. And you can also like link in your story on Instagram, you can link it to other posts, or even if you're promoting a program or something, you can put that in your story. Okay.
Awesome.
Okay, so what new tools would you like to try, and do you have any questions about them? So you can just think about this yourself, or you can put in the chat. Is there anything that was new to you? Do you have any questions about it? We will have our emails at the end of the PowerPoint, so you can email us if you have any specific questions. But we have touched on a lot, so.
I see that Christina has her hand raised. If you want to go ahead and unmute yourself, we can try our best to answer your question.
Hi. So I use my Instagram a lot more often than my Facebook. I find it much easier and more just faster. Mm-hmm. And I'd like to be able to post something on my Instagram, but also just have it go magically over to my Facebook. And I know that there's a way to do that, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, so absolutely. And that's through the Business Suite. So if you have the application either on your phone or on your desktop, and you pull it up, I believe on desktop, at least for my own business, on the left-hand side, it gives you the option to post to both Facebook and Instagram. So you would create one consistent post, and then you would click submit or post, and it would magically appear on both of your platforms.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's just something I'm going to play with and have some fun.
Yeah,
this
absolutely.
Has been really helpful. Thanks, guys, very much.
Oh, thank you so much.
You could totally do a full day on this, and I would be there with Bella.
That's good to know. And yeah, that Business Suite, tutorial at the end should also give you some, tips and tricks on how to play with Business Suite, because there's a lot to explore. So yeah.
For TikTok, Wanda asked, I know you didn't talk about TikTok, but if you're eligible to use, I think that TikTok is a really good way to connect with younger folks. We don't have a Frontier College TikTok yet, just because it's pretty new and we're trying to figure out ways that we can use it. But you can even just I believe it's like 5 to a minute seconds or something like that, and you can just post like little like program information, or even just like little story time, 15 seconds, yeah. Certain followers that you need to have to connect a website link on your story on Instagram. I haven't heard of that, Jeanette.
I'm actually looking it up right now because I don't know the
Yeah.
answer, but I really want to be able to provide the answer.
Yes, yeah.
I think it's around like if you have a pro account, and I think, or yeah, if you get a certain number of followers, like if you have like a certain status, then you do have access to other features, but you have to be fairly popular on IG. Like I think it's sort of like an incentive to
Yeah.
get big.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the number is. Yeah, but Allison, if you find more info, but yeah, I have heard of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a look. I'll take a look a bit after, and then I can just even like send the information off. Because right now I just looked it up and it's telling me you need 10K, and I'm like, that's not accurate. So I don't think you need 2,000 followers.
Yeah.
Sorry, can I add? It
Yeah.
is 10K.
Yeah.
I think they call it getting the check mark. So if you see like a
Right.
blue check mark on somebody's profile, that means they could include the link to swipe up. That's what they call it, swipe up. And that does come in at 10K.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I believe that's also what people use to refer to as a verified account. If you're a verified account on Instagram, you'll have that little blue check mark as well.
Yeah, and it does. I mean, yeah, verified accounts are hard to get. But like Ali said, with the link tree in your profile, you can access all your links in one. Okay, great. Thanks. Yeah, Jennifer said, love the extra link. Yeah, exactly. I didn't know about that until we did this presentation too. We will chat, Angela.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
I'm quickly going to go over just a few content platforms. I know we don't have much time left, so I'm going to make it super quick. But as we discussed, Canva is a great resource tool to create, posters for events and programs that are upcoming. We have Google Drive, so lets you share documents, presentations, spreadsheets, and more. Pinterest, great for resources, finding different content that you could possibly post, inspiration. I love Pinterest myself. And then we have SurveyMonkey and Wufoo. So these are both great, resources for surveys, for registration forms. It makes it super quick and simple, really easy to follow.
Okay, so just ending here. So remember, use hashtags and at mentions, use emojis, make sure your sharing options are enabled, share other people's posts, talk to your partners on social media, comment on their stuff, edit your photos, have a message button available so it's more accessible, add to your story, and be creative. Always find new ways to bring out your content. If you ever have any questions, honestly, going online and looking is a great option, but also just maybe talking to your peers, coworkers, other friends, and seeing what they've done in their own social media. So I believe that's it.